So these two sisters used to do some crazy shit. Very old school, 1948 kind of wild performance. And they're not alone, of course. I'm sure you guys know about the Cannonball, the guy who had the strongest torso of all time. He got his name Cannonball because he literally would load a cannon, shoot it at himself, and deflect the cannonball. Like, for some reason, like 80, 90 years ago, people were like extremely talented to a level that I feel like we still don't quite achieve today. Probably just because they had nothing else to do but to practice these crazy things. Like, a lot of it's just kind of silly, useless stuff, but it's still extremely impressive. So another big one is like circus performers from back then were doing the absolute wildest shit that most performers don't really do today. People can do this today. That's how I found them. I was watching some modern performer do this, and they were talking about how they still can't mimic what the Baranton sisters did. This is them just still warming up. And this is just one of their performances. Wait until they start juggling full tables. Here's the bit stream. Yeah, I just heard Izzy one. I like Izzy. Are you sure this isn't fake? It's 1940. The tables aren't fake. Or, I'm sorry. The tables aren't, like full load-bearing tables. It's just full, like, size. I don't think they'd be able to juggle, like, the actual, real, full load-bearing table. That'd be a little much. And this is just one of the things they were known for back then, but they used to do some of the craziest shit. I just always liked the foot juggling thing because it's so goofy. But they did a lot of stuff. There's a lot of performers like that. Another cool one was, it might have been the Baranton sisters as well. There was this group that used to do bike stunts. And some of the bike stunts they did were fucking nuts. That I still haven't seen replicated today. What were they called? What the fuck was it? I can't remember who it was. I think there said Blue, Dubin, Panda, and Bikes. Nitro Circus? What? No, man, we're talking like literally 1930s and 40s. Who was it? Was it Frank Richards? Oh, yeah. So he used to
Is this the toughest man ever?
have people hit him with sledgehammers and shit, too.
Meet Frank Cannonball Richards.
F.A. Richards claims to be able to take more punishment than anyone in the world.
He's Prime Shane.
Richards began his unusual belly-bashing quest in the 1920s.
Thanks to 5 gift subs, real
allowing
one.
his
Appreciate
friends
it.
to punch him in the gut. He decided to push the boundaries
Thank you for that.
and see what else his so-called ironclad stomach could take.
Nothing dents the tremendous development of his stomach muscle.
He encouraged spectators to jump on him.
What a fucking man. I know.
Whack him with a sledgehammer. And even enlisted heavyweight boxer Jess Willard, known for his knockout punches, to give it his best shot.
Show us the ball that knocked out Jack Johnson, will you? All right. Fine, good job. Fine, one more. You win.
Finally, in a feat
Like there
for
is some
which
slow,
Cannonball riches would be forever remembered, he was shot in the
electoral
back
Ron Dog and the
by
Prime Pingu.
104-pound cannonball, appearing relatively unfazed by the experience and going on to make a career out of his ability. He took a cannonball to the belly twice a day in front of gobsmacked crowds.
So yeah, it's so
Frank
fucking
Cannonball
cool.
Richards lived to a ripe old age of 81. Unfortunately, he didn't live long enough to see himself immortalized on a Van Halen album cover, parodied on The Simpsons, or even referenced on Seinfeld. He had, however, enjoyed an explosive career.
It's Iron Abs Crabs. I guess so. There was just a lot of people like that back then that had some like actual crazy abilities. Another one, was his name Mike Inch, the guy who created the Inch dumbbell? I think it was Mike. No, who was it? Thomas Inch. So this was an old strongman, and he created the Inch dumbbell, which was unsuccessful. Like, no one could successfully lift it except him until Mark Henry, like 10 years ago.
Inch challenge dumbbell. Over a period of 40 years, the bell has never been raised an inch from off the ground
Thanks to the
by
bits
any
pill.
strongman, although thousands have tried. Arthur Saxon, when known as the world's strongest man, tried for 15 years, off and on. Maurice Derieux, champion of France, came all the way from Paris.
What's up, Io?
The champion of Denmark.
What's up?
Padubny, the Russian.
You here to watch Thomas Inch do some crazy shit?
Those are just a few of the famous champions.
I know, he's wild,
the
ain't he?
dumbbell defeated.
Man
I'm
was
going
built
to
different.
ask Mr. Trevor Evans, a famous 18-stone strongman, to make an attempt on the bell.
So Mr. Trevor Evans proceeds to try to lift the bell.
What's up?
That bell is still down.
Ah!
Mr. Wally May,
Ah!
trainer to Lynn Harvey.
You're just here to bite the cord, aren't you?
Mr. May does his stuff too, and for one exciting moment it seems as if, but no, that bell just stays put.
Bill Evans.
You really want that cord
Newspaper
fucking
to
lunging
lift
at
the
it.
bell to satisfy everyone it's a genuine iron dumbbell. I will now lift the challenge
Thanks, the bitch
dumbbell,
pill.
besides which I will bring up in the left hand another bell equaling my world's record of 276
Way cooler than what people do nowadays.
Beating the record
I mean, people still do very cool
by
shit. I'm just saying, like, back then, people were
which stood
literally,
35
like,
years.
different.
So up she goes. The 40-year-old dumbbell that has resisted the efforts of all the world's greatest strongmen is raised aloft. A total lift of 276 pounds. A magnificent feat and a world's record.
You just said someone did it not long ago. For the first time in 70 fucking years. Yeah, it was Mark Henry. Wait, and it was only like, when was it? I think it was the like 2008 or something. When it was posted 2019, but when did he do it? I think it was like 2008.
172 pounds in weight, and the handle is approximately handle. It makes it very, very hard to lift.
I intend to be the first man to clean the Inch dumbbell. I'll work on it and I'll do it within a year.
You got a lot of world records in you, a lot of things that nobody's ever done on this
2002
planet.
here?
You start knocking them down. I understand tonight's going to be the second attempt.
Tonight will be the second one. It's
What's
a
it made out of?
challenge against history.
I think it's just normal iron. But the thing that makes it so hard is the reason it's called the Inch dumbbell is because of the grip. It's mainly an act of grip strength. It's not even the weight. So the way it was compared is like it's trying to like grip around a giant Coke can. So you can't actually curl your whole fingers around it. So you need to like have incredible grip strength. So that's why pretty much no one can do it. It wasn't the actual weight of it. It was the design of it.
The warm-up you need.
And I want to be able to go down in history as being the strongest man that ever lived. So I have to try everything that people have deemed unliftable.
Also, Mark Henry was in the WWE, for those that don't know. He was actually great in the WWE. Bang. His son weightlifts too. Not surprising. But it's still cool. Took like 70 fucking years before someone else besides Thomas Inch could lift and clean that. Is anyone trying though? Yeah, it was highly competitive actually. It was actually a really highly sought after thing to try and lift the inch dumbbell. And it was mainly used for like grip strength shit to prove that you had good grip if you could even lift it off the ground a little bit, let alone clean it. It wasn't just some obscure shit. You've probably seen the inch dumbbell in plenty of things. The design of it actually went into like old cartoons as well. Like they'd sometimes have inch dumbbell designs for some of this shit. You think Shaq could lift it because his hands are massive? He could absolutely grip it, but again, the strength to not only grip it, but lift it up and clean it it's too much for most people. Almost everybody, ever, really. But it's cool. I love that old shit. People back then had the craziest talents. Brian Shaw did it. That sounds about right. Brian Shaw is also a fucking freak of nature. I guarantee Brian Shaw could do it. I believe you. I haven't seen him do it, but I just believe you. He seems like he'd have the skill set to do it. If we were all collectively that bored, we could do weird shit too. I really do think it was just a combination of like having nothing else to do, and then you practice and commit yourself to one thing for your whole life. Whereas nowadays, that's just not how it works. That and you can't monetize any of this shit anymore. You can still monetize it. It's just not going to be like it was back then. Back then, if you had a crazy talent like Thomas Inch or Frank Cannonball Richards or the Baranton sisters, that would be your whole life. You'd get a career out of it. Nowadays, you maybe get one TikTok that goes semi-viral, and then everyone forgets. Make sure to smash that like button and thumbs up, ring the bell, tell your mom I said hi. Yeah, that's about it. See ya.